Well, hello everybody. So today I got a Hitachi VHS camcorder for free. So I saw it on Kijiji for free, so I got it. This camcorder, it is not fully working. It has issues. It has this suitcase and it is broken here. So this part, instead of just like flipping like this, it comes up. The part here is broken, so I put pieces of tape. So this is the plastic suitcase. And this is the Hitachi camcorder. It has issues. The viewfinder is not working, and the picture is not working on this camcorder. And well, the camcorder lacked the charger. I mean the power supply, the wire, a piece of the power supply to connect the camcorder in the AC outlet. There was only one to plug it in the car, but I took a part of the. I'll show you that later, but I took a part of the charger for the power adapter for the car, and I took a part of this and did something so that you can power this camcorder with the AC outlet. So this is what I did. So here is the camcorder. I decided to get it because maybe I could open it and see the mechanism, and indeed the mechanism is working, so this is pretty cool. I got this for free, and I thought it will have the same mechanism as the Hitachi VHS camcorder I already have, which is in this suitcase here. This one is fully working, and it's from 1986, and I thought it will have the same mechanism, but it does not. I didn't even know there was another mechanism in the vintage Hitachi VHS camcorders like this. And also I thought the charger, the power adapter of this camcorder will work in this, but it does not. So that's why I had to do my thing with the power adapter. I edited it a little bit, but I figured out to make the power in this camcorder. So now I will remove it from this and plug the power, and so I will show you this. So before I show you the features and the camcorder itself, I will show you the power adapter, what I did to make it work. So there is this is the AC adapter, the transformer, the power adapter, and well. There is a part to operate the camcorder, to power on the camcorder. With this adapter, you need a cable that you plug in this hole, and you will plug it here, and that will power the camcorder. But the cable that goes from here to here was not there, so I managed to do something to get it to work, and there was this power adapter for plugging it in the car. So you plug it like this, it goes in this box, and there is a wire that goes out from this, and that goes in this, and this you plug it here, so you have you can plug the camcorder in the car. So I cut the wire from the power adapter for the car because I don't really need that, I don't care about this. So I cut it, and I kept this, and I've cut this part here, and I've put the wires here. I have soldered them here, and this is the battery pack that I have opened, and I've recovered this part with the contacts. So the wire that went in this adapter, I have soldered them in the contacts of the battery. So then I can plug this here. This was supposed to be plugged there, but now I'm doing the opposite. This part I'm plugging it there, and these wires, they are on the contact of the battery, and I put this here, and it works. So this is basically like my other camcorder. My other camcorder, it is made like this. There is something that is already made like this, a wire that instead of plugging a hole like this, it is like the thing that goes in the battery part, but it is plugged to this. On this other camcorder, it is made like this, but this one is not like this. It is supposed to be plugged like this, but I kind of made one that can go can go in the battery like this. So this is pretty cool. This is nice that I got it to work. At least I managed to get it to work. And well, that's all there was, this charger that I have cut. And there is something that I think this is a light. You plug it in the same kind of a wire like this, and there is a on-off switch. And I think there are batteries in this, so you can charge it. But of course, the batteries are no good anymore. Of course, this is pretty. This is normal for a very old camcorder. So now we are going to see the outside of the camcorder, like the features. And I will open this camcorder so we can see the mechanism. That's kind of why I bought it, because I got it for free and I wanted to open it so I can see the mechanism. So there's the back. There's when you where you put the battery. The model number is VM-2500A. So now let's see this side. Here there is something to carry it. The model number is written here. Here the brand Hitachi. And well, here on top we have the VCR command buttons. Here off, video, and the camcorder mode, and the eject, rewind, and well, the VCR commands. There is a tracking button. It has a tracking like this, so I think it probably has auto tracking, this camcorder. If there are buttons like this, you can adjust it, but it's not like a knob. And here are the buttons for the camera mode. So backlight, I don't really know what all these are. I have never used them, but this is probably for the viewfinder screen. It is like a mini CRT, like on all vintage camcorders like this. But this is one the issue. The viewfinder screen does not work, does not turn on. So there is backlight. This I don't really know what all these are. So this the review button. There is this on my other camcorder too, and this allows to when you press it, it will rewind just a little bit, and it will play like a few seconds of what you have just filmed. So here there is like a time lapse. I don't really know what this is, but maybe for like filming time lapse videos, like videos in time lapse. I don't really know. Display, it probably has a on-screen display. This camcorder, it actually has more features than my other camcorder. It is like more high-end, and it is more recent too. My other camcorder is from 1986. This one is from probably 1990 or 1991. I don't know the date. Digital signal processor. I don't really know what this is, but something that was digital, like in the early 90s. That was good. That had to be good. This probably for a shutter. I think it's something in the lens. Don't really know about this. Date time. So you can display the date on this camcorder. Title. So there are probably I could not use it because of course it's not working. The picture's not working. But there you could probably display like titles and message like in the screen, like you could do on some camcorders at the time. I don't know really what that does. T160, T180, that's like the length of the tape. But what does that do exactly? If you change this, I don't really know. This memory, so the probably counter memory, so that when you rewind it, it will go to 0. There is a manual and autofocus. And here there is the zoom and the focus, like on most camcorders. They adjust automatically, but you can adjust it either with these buttons. Like this is the zoom, you can adjust it either with these buttons, or you can adjust it with your hand like this. And this is the focus, this turns to with a motor. And now this is the front. This was probably the cover, it is broken. The cover that you put here. There's the mic, and there's a maybe there was a remote with this camcorder, because there is like a panel here. And there's the zoom command, and there's the record button. And so this is the other side. There's the window, so you can see the tip turning. And it has a flying erase head function. Some high-end VCRs had that, so this is a pretty high-end function. My Sony VCR SLV686HF has this too. So if you don't know what this is like for doing like a clear recording, like the beginning of a recording. Like sometimes when you start a recording on a VCR, it does like some rainbow colors in the tape, and it takes a time before you have a perfect picture, a correct picture. So I think with the flying erase head, you don't have that messed up picture at the beginning of a recording. No? I think that's what it does. It has a HQ, so a VHS HQ, high quality. There's the top, battery eject button, like on all camcorders. Yeah, and there's the viewfinder. It moves like this. Oh, I had not noticed it. The manufacturing date. It was made in 1992. So it is 6 years more recent than my other Hitachi VHS camcorder. I don't know how much it was paid, but this camcorder was purchased for over 1,500 Canadian dollars in 1986. I've seen the original purchasing receipt in this. For it was purchased new in 1986 for over $1,500. So there's the AV input and output. There's the AV input and there's the AV output. So I really don't know why, but on a lot of VHS camcorders and VHS-C, they use these kind of connectors for the AV input and output. So I don't know what is the point of using that. Why not just putting a normal AV plug, just like this? I used to have a JVC VHS-C camcorder, and it had these plugs. So I have no idea why VHS camcorders use that. And of course I don't have the wire, so I cannot plug it to the TV. So what I tried to do, the viewfinder does not work. So what I have tried to do is I have already tried to record a video with this, and I've played it in a VCR, this Hitachi VCR, and there was no picture. It was all messed up, like a all white picture, similar to the TV no signal screen. So this is of course the classic capacitor bad capacitor problem, like on a lot of portable devices in the late 80s and early 90s. So my Sanyo 8mm camcorder, which is in this bag here, and my Sony Video Walkman, which is under in this box. These two things, they have bad capacitors, which make that there are no picture. So this camcorder has this problem too. So now I will place this here. So this is the battery pack that I have opened and soldered the wires. And I will power on the camcorder, and so I can try to insert a cassette. So now I have placed this battery pack, this modified battery pack in this. So I'm pretty happy that I got it to work using this. So this is pretty well done, what I have done. So I have soldered these wires here, and I've put a piece of tape here so that the wire stays there like this. So I broke the car power adapter, but I don't really care about this. Now I can operate the camcorder with the AC power adapter. So now I will press the eject button. It opens at the same place as my other camcorder. It is the VHS, the part where you put the VHS tape is located like on the right side of the VHS of the camcorder. So there you can see the mechanism. So I'll try to put it in an angle where you can see this. It smells pretty strange. In this, it kinda smells like a farm. So you see, this is pretty particular. There is a full-size drum, while my other VHS camcorder has a small drum. So this is pretty cool. It looks like a normal VHS VCR mechanism. As you can see, the pinch roller is located there, like a normal VHS VCR mechanism. So this is much different from the Panasonic VHS camcorders, like the General Electric VHS camcorder that the VCR King has, which has a Panasonic mechanism. It is a lot different than this. The mechanism is like totally different. It has a small drum, and the tape gauge mechanism and even the pinch roller mechanism is totally different. So I'll put the link in the description, so you can see the mechanism of the VCR King's Panasonic GE VHS camcorder. When you insert it, the loading motor turns because it goes into a half loading position. There's actually a little half loading arm that when you insert the tape, it places the tape on the audio head, so we can have a real-time counter, like on some of my VCRs I have this. So now I will press play. The mechanism is pretty loud. You can see the tape turning, which is pretty cool. Right now it is fast forwarding. Now I will press rewind. So it is not very fast, but it's faster than my other VHS camcorder, and I think it is faster than the average of a VHS camcorder. This is pretty nice. Now eject. So later on I will open this camcorder, but I will start by removing just this part here, so you can see this part of the mechanism. So now I have unscrewed this little cover so that you can see the mechanism. So yeah, you can see the mechanism. It really looks like a normal VHS VCR mechanism. So this is pretty unusual for a VHS camcorder. Normally, most VHS camcorders have a small drum, so it takes less space. But this camcorder has a full-size drum. So now I will insert a VHS tape. So you can see there is an arm that places the tape here. So when there is a tape, you cannot really see a lot of the mechanism, but I can operate this without a tape. So I will just put a piece of black tape here over this sensor, so you will be able to see the mechanism loading without a cassette. So now I have put a black piece of tape over the IR sensor, so I can simulate the presence of a VHS tape in this. So now I can press play. So this is pretty cool. So now it stopped because it detected that this reel was not turning. So I will press rewind and I will turn this reel with my hand. It sounds like a Hitachi VCR rewinding. Like this Hitachi VCR sounds like it. And this RCA too with a Hitachi mechanism. So now let's see the mechanism loading one more time. It is pretty cool to see. I can press play at the moment. There. So I think it detected that there was an error because I was not turning the rails. Now it is on pause. Play, and now I will press stop. And I think you can see a part of the gear right there. So probably the loading motor is located just under this. Just like my other Hitachi VHS camcorder, the loading motor is located there and it drives a belt. But in this it doesn't seem to be driving a belt, it seems just to be driving like a small gear that drives a big gear that is just under this plastic here. And I think it drives this gear that is placed vertically. So there is no belt, the loading motor, I think it does not drive any belt. So I will try to open the VHS camcorder, so hoping that we can see the mechanism better and that we can see the bottom side of the mechanism. So I will try to open it. Okay, so I have removed this part of the casing of the VHS camcorder. It was not very hard to remove. I have removed a lot of screws, but it came off pretty easily. So I hope that the camcorder will still work. It still has to still work when I reassemble it. But now we can see the inside. This is pretty interesting, the circuit board in that. So there is a lot of capacitors, but I'm surprised that they are not like a surface mounted, like the very small ones, like in my video Walkman. I'm surprised they are not like a very small capacitors surface mount. So probably if we replace like all of these capacitors, maybe the camcorder will work. So I'm hoping that I can lift off this circuit board so we can see the bottom side of the mechanism. So I'll see what I can do, and if I can take this apart and see the mechanism. So there we can see a part of the mechanism, like of the lens. There is we can see a part of a motor down there, and there's a gear that moves the zoom. So now I'll see if I can do something to see the mechanism. So right now I have unplugged a lot of connectors so that I can raise up the circuit board, just like this. So yay, we can see the mechanism, the bottom side. Very cool. This is the reason why I got this VHS camcorder. I wanted to see the mechanism. So of course now I have unplugged a lot of connectors, so you cannot see the mechanism in action like this. But at least you can see the mechanism, so this is very cool. Here is the loading motor. It is in a plastic assembly, and it seems that it's driving like a... I think it drives just a gear that drives another gear that is placed vertically there related to the mechanism. And this is driving a worm gear just under all this. and this worm gear will turn the main cam gear that you can see here in the center of the screen. And this one turns the tape guide here. So this is this resembles a lot to a normal VHS VCR. It is the same thing. It is you know, the tape guide mechanism is like the same as in a normal VHS VCR. There is no it is not a small drum with the tape guides that go all the way around it. It is a full-size drum. It really looks like the bottom of a Hitachi VCR. But this mechanism is not found in any Hitachi full-size VHS VCR, only in camcorders. But this is a pretty nice mechanism, and with all this plastic here, it somewhat resembles to the mechanism of a Hitachi VCR. Like you know, my RCA VR-535, and with the motor here, it also resembles to the Hitachi mechanism with the pinch roller that goes down, with the motor at the same place, but it's not facing like the right of like this. This is pretty cool. There's the capstan motor. It is driving a rubber belt, which is still good. So yeah, this is pretty special. They use like smaller motors than in the normal VHS VCR. I don't know if this camera is this camera supports EP speed, but it seems that it is a full-size capstan motor. So I think the capstan motor that in VHS camcorder that only record in SP, I think the capstan motor is smaller. But now it seems to be as big as in a VHS VCR normal, so I don't know if it can go in the EP speed. So there I can see the mode switch. So this is pretty nice to see. And here you can see that there is like a corner shape. The corner is like a cut like this to save space. And you can see it does like this, and the housing of the camcorder. So in VHS camcorder, everything is made like to take the less space possible. And this camcorder is also a lot less heavy than my other camcorder from 1986. So this mechanism actually resembles a lot to the other mechanism in my other Hitachi camcorder. But instead of having a small drum with the tape guide that go all the way around it, it has a normal drum, full-size drum like in VHS VCRs. And the tape guides go 180 degrees around it. So now I will reconnect all the connectors, and I'll see if I can lift the circuit board just a little bit so you can see the mechanism in action. So I hope it's gonna still work after I replug all this, but most likely yes. I don't see why unplugging this will stop it from working. And after having removed this, I plugged the battery and the camcorder powered on, so this is a good sign. I think it's gonna continue working, I hope. So now I have replugged all the connectors that I had unplugged, and this is the most I can flip the circuit board. So right now I have a VHS tape inserted, so I will try to show you the mechanism. So now I will press play, and I will show you the mechanism as well as I can. So this is pretty cool, you can see the mechanism. When it is on a play and fast forward, it somewhat sounds like a Panasonic VCR. So the loading motor, the wire that powers the loading motor is connected there on this green connector. So this is the best that you can see the mechanism, but this is pretty cool. You can see it at least. So this well, it was worth the price that I have paid for this camcorder, which is $0. Pretty awesome. Now rewind. So this is very cool. At the moment it was easier to take apart than my other Hitachi camcorder, which I have taken apart only one time, and when I tried to power it on while it was open, it didn't power on. So I feared that it was dead, but then when I reassembled it, it was still working. So yeah, at least I feared that it was dead, but it did not. It was not dead. So now this one I can see it in action. Open. So this is pretty awesome, the bottom side of a VHS camcorder. So I didn't even know this mechanism until today. So that's pretty awesome. So now I will reassemble the camcorder. So I just put back the cover of the VHS camcorder, and I've put back all the screws, and this was very easy to open and take apart. So this was very cool. I could see the mechanism inside this. So if you want a VHS camcorder to see the mechanism inside, what I recommend you the Hitachi VHS camcorder like this with this mechanism. And well, if you have the plug just like this, you could plug it just there, and it will be easy to let it plug while the camcorder is like open, and you will be able to see the bottom side of the mechanism through the thing that the circuit board that I have flipped open a little bit. So I just removed all the screws, and the cover came off very easily. Unlike my Sanyo camcorder 8mm here, I removed the screws, and it was not very hard to take apart, but I have removed the screws, and I've removed the cover, but I kind of struggled just a little bit to open the cover, but this one I didn't struggle at all to open it. It got open easily. So very cool. I'm keeping this camcorder for the mechanism. So now this is pretty much the end of my video, so goodbye.